My name is Silgi Joelstein, and I'm a Corporate Communications Senior Advisor at Phillips 66. Today, I'm here with our Chairman and CEO, Mark Lashier, to discuss the Rodeo Renewable Energy Complex in the San Francisco Bay Area. Hi, Mark. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, Silgi. Great to be here.
We have seen some headlines regarding the San Francisco refinery's conversion to the Rodeo Renewable Energy Complex. Can you share with us a little more about this project and also why the switch to renewable fuels?
Absolutely, Silgi. The Rodeo facility is a great complex with fantastic people committed to changing the world with what they're doing there today. It's got a great history. We've been producing things there for over 128 years, but in its modern iteration, it really was designed to produce a lot of diesel fuel from crude oil. And as California switched over to supporting the production of renewable diesel, we saw an advantage. We had assets on the ground that were perfect for conversion to produce renewable diesel and sustainable aviation fuel from renewable feedstocks. And so we made the decision to stop processing crude oil and convert it to these renewable feedstocks. And now we're on the verge of producing 50,000 barrels a day of renewable diesel and sustainable aviation fuel at this complex, and it's the perfect location to do it. The logistics are great. It's right on the northern end of San Francisco Bay, so we can bring in feedstocks from all over the world, and that's important because there's not a tremendous volume of renewable feedstocks out there. We can't replace all of the jet and all the diesel fuel produced in the world with renewable feedstocks, but we can take what we can get and we can find it, and we can bring it to San Francisco, and we can do it profitably, and we can do it safely and reliably each and every day. And we're well on our way to having the Rodeo Renewable Energy Complex producing those fuels and bringing them out to the marketplace.
Looking beyond the Rodeo facility, the company has a fleet of refineries stretching from California to the UK. Is it safe to assume that we will still be producing gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel?
Absolutely, Silgi. Our view is we're going to need all the above. We're going to need fuels based on renewables, but there just aren't enough renewables feedstocks to replace all of the diesel and jet fuel and gasoline that's consumed around the planet. And so we've got a great fleet of assets that we're committed to making them the best they can be to continue to provide those fuels so everybody has access to the clean, affordable fuels that get them from point A to point B. But we're going to be absolutely committed to lowering the carbon footprint of everything we do, whether it's using renewable feedstocks to produce low carbon intensity fuels, or just lowering the carbon footprint of producing fuels from traditional sources like crude oil. We're going to do that through energy efficiency projects, by using renewable electricity in our facilities, any way we can to continue to provide energy and improve lives in a cleaner and more environmentally sensitive way. We're going to do it as long as we can do it and do it affordably.
You mentioned renewable fuels, and these are very meaningful steps toward a lower carbon future. But these are not the only ones that we're taking on. So can you tell us a little more about the company's approach to the energy transition, and also how are you thinking about the space more broadly?
Oh, absolutely, and broadly is the key. We have to look at anything we can do to lower the carbon intensity, from using these low carbon intensity renewable feedstocks to produce diesel fuel and jet, which by the way are replacing fuels that are really difficult to electrify. You know, EVs are coming, and we're adding EV charging stations at our retail outlets. That's one way we're reducing the carbon footprint, but it's more difficult to electrify, say, heavy haul trucking or aviation. I can't imagine flying a battery plane across the Atlantic or the Pacific, but you can put sustainable aviation fuel in those jets and get there safely and reliably and on time. And we're looking at other things as well. Through our joint venture at CPChem, they consume things called pyrolysis oil. And what pyrolysis oil is a circular route to recycled plastic. So you can take waste plastic streams, treat them, and produce something that's very similar to naphtha we produce. We can process that py oil through our refineries and produce circular feedstocks for them to produce plastics that are just as good, identical to the plastics that they produce today, but do it in a circular way to keep those plastics out of the environment. And then we've got this thing called needle coke that we produce at a couple of different refineries. It's a key component to producing synthetic graphite that can be used in anodes for EV batteries. And so we're attacking the energy transition from a whole host of different directions.
Mark, Thanks for sharing your insights, and thank you so much for your time.
Glad to be here, Silgi. It's great to talk about it.
And thank you for tuning in.